Guys, 2024 has come and gone, but it left a number of different new handgun options that were introduced. We're going to take a look at the top 10 handgun offerings that I reviewed during 2024, and starting out with the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. I've been very excited about this handgun. I carry it quite a bit. It's such a small, little deep concealment option and way exceeds the original Bodyguard that Smith & Wesson offered. Now, we're going to look at 9 others. There's not necessarily a particular order because they're all kind of different types of firearms, but these are the ones to me that really were outstanding in 2024. And guys, we want to give a big thank you to all the different gun companies that sent different firearms that made this video possible. Now we're going to go ahead and start out with the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. The original Bodyguard was a hammer-fired pistol, had a very short grip. Honestly, I was not a fan, but the Bodyguard 2.0 is really a complete redesign. Very thin, very small handgun, and it carries a 10+1 or 12+1 mag capacity. Very small, very shootable handgun. A lot of that has to do with the grip. It's just a longer grip. It comes up higher next to the slide and it allows you to have more control. Now it is in 380 ACP, but it's very soft to shoot. Front and rear cocking serrations that actually come up over the slide. And it doesn't have the accessory rail or it's not optics ready. But this is a very small pocket pistol and it makes it excellent for deep concealed carry, and that's what I use it for. It has a tritium bead at the front with an orange outline, and it has a blacked out rear sight. Great sight picture, easy to pick up. The texturing on the grip is top notch. I mean, it really fits in your hand very well and it shoots very well. The muzzle rise is very low. I mean, it really shoots flat. Of course, 380 ACP is not known for a powerhouse, but it definitely, with these smaller pistols, it can give you a lot of muzzle flip. This just tracks really well. And something about the way that grip fits in your hand and the recoil system, it just makes it a very soft shooting firearm. Excellent for that deep carry, putting it away in a ankle rig, in your pocket, in a small little inside the waistband holster. This melts away. It is a great concealed carry option. And honestly, really one of my top picks for 2024. Smith & Wesson really hit a home run. Next on the list is the Ruger RXM. This is a collaboration between Magpul and Ruger, but to be honest, when I first heard about this handgun, I was underwhelmed. This is a Glock Gen 3 clone, and I really was surprised until I got the handgun. This has an internal chassis system that completely changes everything. And with Magpul and their EHG grip, this is going to be a very modular option. I'm sure there's plans for a compact size, for a shorter slide, shorter barrel. So this is going to be a totally modular handgun. And then with Ruger quality, I mean, this is really an outstanding firearm. Obviously, we have the Magpul P mags, which are the 15 rounders. And very smooth action. We have front and rear cocking serrations. I love the cuts on the slide, especially here, that really just trim down that blocky look to it. And then we have an optics plate here at the back, and it's multi-footprint. We have a tritium bead with a white outline, and we have a black rear serrated sight. The 17-degree, or more like your 1911 grip angle, which is pretty straight, and the texturing is very well done all the way through. It does have more of the flat face trigger, so it has a great trigger pull. Breaks down very similar to your Glock pistols. One slot Picatinny rail. But guys, it's that form factor of the Glock 19, which is a proven design, and for years the 19 has really been the flagship of Glock. And there's no wonder that a number of different companies have come in and capitalized. But Ruger really kind of changed the game with the RXM, and with Magpul behind it, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of different upgrades and changes and modularity that will be coming. At the range, it's a great shooting gun. The trigger helps. The grip design gives you a full grip that has that straight, natural point to it. It's very shootable, very pointable, and while I'm a big fan of the Glock 19, this has definitely changed the game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Ruger and Magpul come up with next for the RXM system. Next, we're going to go a little old school that has been resurrected. This is the Walther PP, and this has been out of production here in the U.S. for a number of years. This is the extended version of the PPK. This actually came out first, and then the PPK. Has a longer barrel, has a longer grip, more like the PPK-S, and we have this nice beaver tail, and this all stainless steel. It's beautifully crafted. I mean, it has that Walther quality, with the serrations that run up on the top of the slide. And then we have those standard PPK sights, but they do have orange insert just to be able to get you right on target. And yet it makes an excellent pocket handgun. Serrations, I mean, these are definitely the old PPK style with the single stack magazine, which is classic. And again, James Bond would be proud to carry this one. Does have the decocker, which makes it safe to carry, and it's double single action. I mean, the one thing about Walther is it's just a classic. They're legendary, and this is still a very viable concealed carry option. But again, with the PP model, this is a much more shootable version of the PP or PPK series. It's just a very natural pointing handgun. It's very thin. It's all steel, so it does have some heft to it. But with the 380 ACP and that blowback action, typically with the PPK it can have a little more recoil. With the PP it seems to tone that down some. But it's just one of those elegant concealed carries that's really old school, but yet it's just great to see Walther bringing back the PP. Next is the Kimber K211. This is Kimber's answer to the double stacked 1911 or the 2011 style handguns. But Kimber took it a step farther with the aluminum chassis instead of polymer. And guys, it is extremely well checkered all the way throughout and so well machined, and it just really feels good in your hand. Now it does have 13 rounds of 45 ACP, which most of your 2011 style pistols are in 9mm. So this gives you that original 45, and I'll tell you, it is so smooth to pull that slide back. But you can tell that the spring is for 45, but it's still slick. And of course we have our titanium nitride bronze colored barrel with fluting on the chamber. Beautiful slide serrations with that blacked out rear sight, and we have a fiber optic front sight. But guys, I'm telling you, this is an absolute beautiful handgun. And the trigger pull is just phenomenal. Ambidextrous safeties. And we have a mag well here at the bottom, which inserts those mags really easily. Now you will notice that it does hang off a little bit, but a lot of the competitive shooters love to have this little extra to be able to strip those mags right out. And this is an all stainless magazine. It is checkmate, so these are going to be available. We have our accessory rail with 3 slots, and it is optics ready. And guys, when you take this to the range, it is really an experience. With 45 ACP, I love that traditional caliber. You know, it proved itself with the U.S. military since 1911 to 1985. And yet with the 2K11, we have 13 rounds instead of the traditional 7 or 8 rounds. So it gives you a lot of mag capacity, and yet you have all the 1911 controls. And it has that Kimber quality, and guys, it just shoots like a dream. Very smooth, very pointable, which is typical for your 1911s. And again, that trigger pull really allows you to get on target very quickly and accurately. We've seen a lot of 2011 style handguns that have come out, but to me, Kimber really put the style into the 2011 or double stack 1911 series pistols. Next is the Beretta 30X Tomcat. This is a complete overhaul of the original Beretta Tomcat. We have the standard model and we have the get home bag model. This has the suppressor height sights and threaded barrel. These are just classics, and that tip up barrel type series makes it really easy to load. You don't have to have that extra hand strength to pull this back. Even though you can. This is a double single action. It has an 8-round magazine, which has been extended, a flat face trigger, which makes this actually pretty nice trigger pull. It's definitely heavy for the double action, but with single action, nice break. And we have ambidextrous frame safeties, beautiful wood grips, and we have serrations on the front and back strap. A little bulldog of a gun, but I'll tell you guys, 32 ACP is so soft to shoot. It's really made a comeback with a number of different handgun companies. And then with the get home bag model, it just makes a great little gun to put a suppressor on it, and it really makes it quiet. 32 ACP is already subsonic. But I have the original Tomcat. I've loved it, but this really upgrades things quite a bit. There's a number of different changes that have been made, and to strengthen the frame, that was one of the issues with the early Tomcat. But it's a very soft shooting gun. 32 ACP is very pleasant, and with the right self-defense loads, it is capable. But really one of the big things is that tip-up barrel, which gives those with lesser hand strength a great way to be able to load that first round, then enter your magazine in, and then you're ready to go. Very low recoil, very fun to take to the range. It gives you a little extra width right here in the grip, so you feel like you have a good firm grip on it. And the recoil is so mild anyway. But a really cool design from Beretta, and the tip-up barrels have been very popular with Beretta for a number of years, and this is really just a classic reborn. Next up, the Canik TTI Combat. This is in collaboration with Terran Tactical, and really it was designed around some of the guns that John Wick carried in the movie. This has that bronze and black combination that really sets it off, even with the controls. But a lot of this is Terran Tactical's design, including the magwell, 18+1 in the magazine, very smooth pullback of the slide, and we have the Terran Tactical compensator, which really allows for this to be a very flat shooting gun. There are cutouts in the slide for weight savings, front and rear cocking serrations, ambidextrous features throughout. The trigger is excellent, and Canik's triggers are already some of the best polymer striker fire triggers on the market. But it's that flat face. Man, that's a great trigger pull. And that's part of the Terran Tactical upgrade. We have a 3-slot Picatinny rail, and of course, again, it is optics ready. Fiber optic sight at the front, blacked out rear, and you can see that dot just right over the sights. But the Canik pistols have really become popular because of the price versus the quality, which has been just over the top. And with the TTI Tactical, I mean, it's just such a soft shooting gun at the range, and obviously the compensator really accounts for a lot of that. The texturing on the grip, and a good solid firm grip, and that trigger, it just makes range day really sweet. And the cool thing about TTI Combat is that when you're out at the range, you get a little bit of that feeling of John Wick, and that's worth it all. Next, Bull Armory. Guys, Bull Armory has really impressed me over the past few years, and with their SAS2 line of frames, which makes this a double stack 1911 or the 2011 style. And guys, the quality of the Bull is just exceptional. The finish, matte, but yet is so well done. With the new SAS or the EDC model, these have been upgraded over their original models, and these came out this year. This has upgraded slide serrations, a lot of the texturing on the grip module, and also a lot of the accents or the different features were in like raw stainless, like the beaver tail and some others, and they've blacked them out because a lot of people were requesting it. Has slide cuts here, but it also comes with a ported version, which it has fiber optic front sight, blacked out rear, and it is optics ready with a multi-footprint BAO mounting system, which really secures this to the slide. So it gives it a really low ride on the slide. The nice high ride beaver tail allows you to get up high, and guys, just the attention to detail is just exceptional on these handguns. We have, of course, a Picatinny rail, and the texturing around the grip is just excellent. And we have that magwell that you can take off, but man, it allows those magazines to go in really fast. And we have a 20-round magazine. And it comes with 3. This has really, to me, stood up to anything else on the market, no matter what the price. And yet, these are in such demand. In fact, you can only get them through Bull because as soon as the shipments come in, they sell out within 15 minutes. These have been a very popular option. And with 2011 style handguns that have become more and more prevalent, the Bull Armory to me is one of the best, if not the best, out on the market. In fact, their ultralight series 3.25 is one of my regular concealed carry options. And The quality, the reliability, the accuracy. Bull Armory is really putting out some great guns. And guys, they're so slick, the action. I mean, it just rides very smooth, which translates to the range. Very low muzzle rise, shoots really well. Of course, it's that 1911 feel to it, so it has all the 1911 controls, and yet it has that 20+1 magazine capacity, which is just outstanding. And while this is really just an upgrade over some of their previous models, it really stands out for 2024. Next is the Kimber CDS9. Now this is a micro 1911, but it is double stacked. We have a 13+1 in the magazine. It does come with a 15+1 as well, and they have 10 rounders available. This is a replacement to the original Kimber Micro 9, which was a single stack micro 1911. But one of the things about the new CDS9 is the recoil has been reduced considerably. Part of that is the way the slide meets with the frame. It actually comes at a slight angle, and it gives it more surface, and man, it just glides. Also, their recoil system has been upgraded. And I actually shot this side by side with a Micro 9. This really shot considerably better than the original Micro 9. It's just very controllable. It's got that 1911 feel to it, and of course it is that micro feel, but you have all the same controls you do on your standard 1911. So it's really easy to transition. We have G10 grips, you have texturing or grenade pattern on the back and front strap, a nice undercut, front and rear slide serrations with a accessory rail, and it is optics ready. So it gives you a number of different options for a very small handgun. And then when you take it to the range, the recoil is so mild. It is in 9mm, and guys, it just shoots very flat. And a lot of that has to do with getting that full grip with that double stack magazine, able to keep it in control, and really with the recoil system and the way the slide rails are cut, it just allows this to be a very flat shooting handgun. And it has just an excellent trigger pull, which lends to better accuracy and better shot placement. Fiber optic front sight with a blacked out rear. And this is also in my concealed carry rotation. Well guys, the Beretta 92 has been around for a long time and has served with the U.S. military for a number of years, but over the past couple of years, Beretta has been upgrading its 92 series. This is the 9211, and it's a single action only, or SAO model. It's just a great shooting gun, and honestly an answer to 2011s. One of the things about it, it has a 18 round magazine capacity, but that slide with that open slide design is so smooth, and it's one of the things that the Beretta 92 has always been known for. With this, we have a frame safety. You can carry this cocked and locked, but with the flat face trigger, gives you a very crisp trigger pull. We have a 3-slot Picatinny rail. It is optics ready. You just order the plate from Beretta, and we have our dovetailed sights with a fiber optic at the front. Beautiful stainless on the top, and then of course the black accent, so it gives it that two-tone look to it. Also, it has that Vertec angle grip, so it's more like your 1911, and it just fits in your hand extremely well. One of the things about the Beretta 92 is that it is a very smooth shooting firearm. And with the single action only, it makes the trigger very consistent and easy to get on target, and it increases accuracy. While there were a number of different Berettas that were introduced, this is really the one that kind of stood out to me because I just really like this Beretta design, but that single action only gives it a totally different feel to it. Very textured grips that really allow you to hold on to it, and again with that grip angle, it just makes this a really fine shooting handgun at the range. And I'm just a big Beretta 92 fan, especially after Lethal Weapon. Well guys, I was really saving this one because this has really impressed me. It is the Springfield Armory Echelon Compact. Now, I really like the full-size Echelon. Great gun. I thought it was really one of the top polymer frame striker fire pistols out there. But for some reason, when the Compact came out, it really just kind of came home to me. The grip, very textured, gets high up on the slide. It gives you that low bore axis. I love the deep serrations. It has that 15+1 magazine capacity. and it's just a smooth operating handgun. But with the slide serrations, they're deep, they're easy to grab, has these cocking ears at the back. It is optics ready, which makes it really nice to be able to put on whatever optic you want. And the sights are those Springfield Armory U-notch with the front tritium sight. And you can see the red in the red dot. This is just one of those sights that I love. Now, I like the black serrated on the back, but this U-notch really just sets that front sight right in that cup, and it makes it really easy for target acquisition. We do have a 3-slot Picatinny rail. We have a deep undercut. But here's the thing, guys. This really comes into that Glock 19 form factor, and yet it's more ergonomic. It has better slide serrations. And guys, it just really impressed me. I would highly recommend, if you're in a gun shop, to pick one of these up, because it's just different. And I don't know exactly why, but compared to the standard full size, which I really like, this I really like. And so this is something that is just excellent for concealed carry, but also as a home defense firearm. Very flat shooting, excellent trigger. The ergonomics on here are just really superb, and so it makes for taking it to the range, training, practicing, using it in self-defense. It just gives you a lot of confidence. And the quality of the XD and XDM series, which was the predecessor to the Echelon, just gives this a really proven track record. And I think the upgrades they've made take this to another level. And guys, this has been a big hit for Springfield Armory, but with the compact, this just really feels like it comes home. Now, keeping your firearms maintained and cleaned is vital. Otis makes some of the best cleaning equipment out there. They make a number of different kits that are dedicated for different rifles, pistols. They also have Shooter's Choice, which makes excellent CLP and bore solvent and different cleaning materials. The Ripcord is one of their signatures, and there's a whole system based around it. They are suppliers to the U.S. military, and then, of course, they have tools as well. So check out Otis Technologies, highly recommended, and we want to thank Otis for being a sponsor of the channel. So guys, 2024, it's been a banner year for new firearms that have entered the market. But guys, already 2025 is looking fantastic. And while that kind of can seem a little overwhelming, it definitely helps us to get our preferences down to exactly what we need, whether it's concealed carry, whether it's home defense, or whether you just want to go out to the range and plink. But again, we really appreciate all the different gun companies that have sent different firearms for us to review throughout the year. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. But it really exceeds the original Bodyguard. And we have a double single action pistol. And guys, you gotta be kidding, this thing's, oh, there it goes. Okay, we gotta start again. And you know what, I need to look up. I've done 3 reviews. I've done 3 Gen 3 clone of the Glock, which R for Ruger, X for Magpul. The ones that really trip my trigger. And it has an excellent shoot. 2024 has come and gone, but it left a lot of new handgun choices. Okay, choices.